seat. Start to root down through your sits bones. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. And just allow the pelvis to spill forward very slightly. Let the belly just relax. Take a moment and roll the shoulders up towards the ears, and then press the shoulders back and down. We'll do that again. Shoulders up, back, and down. Let the shoulders be heavy. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze. We're going to take one hand to the heart, the other hand to your baby. Just starting to deepen your breathing. As you inhale, imagine that you're sending your breath into your heart. You're breathing into your heart space. Begin to imagine as you inhale that your love is like light. And as you inhale into your heart space, imagine that light moving down into the hand, down that arm, up into the shoulder, across the collarbones, into the opposite shoulder. And as you exhale, you're sending that light, that love energy down your hand to your baby's home. There's a circular movement from your heart to your baby. You can imagine your baby surrounded by your love, by your light. Inhaling into your heart space. Exhaling love to your baby. Feeling that energy from the palm, down the arm, into the shoulder, across the collarbones, into the opposite shoulder, down that arm, through your palm and to your baby. Breathing love to your baby and to yourself. Sharing that energy, sharing that light. So there's two mantras that we're going to work with tonight. You can kind of pick the one that resonates the most with you. One is love surrounds me and my baby. And the other one is my baby and I work together towards love, growth, and health. Maybe repeating one of those mantras to yourself as we breathe here for just a few more breaths. On your next inhalation, deep breath in, reach the arms out and up, sigh it out, hands to the heart. Again, inhale out and up. Exhale. One more time. Take the hands to the knees, seated cat-cow tilts. Inhale, lift the heart, let the belly relax. Exhale, hug your baby in and up, chin to chest, arching the spine. Just moving at your own pace. The inhalation opens the heart. The exhalation, you're hugging your baby in. Moving into any spaces that might feel a little tight. Finding a place to eventually turn this movement into your hip circles. Starting to inhale as you round forward, exhale as you round back. Little circles, big circles, whatever feels good to you in this moment. Finding a place to move in the opposite direction. Returning to center. Rooting down through the sits bones. I'm just going to change the crossing of the feet. So the opposite leg in front if the legs are crossed. Balancing out the pelvis. Inhaling, reach the arms up. And then bend the elbows, fingertips come down to your shoulders. We're just going to draw some really big circles here. So trying to get the elbows to touch as you round forward, and then pressing the shoulder blades together as you come back. Just really opening up, getting that movement through the shoulders, through the upper back. And then find a spot to move in the opposite direction. Take one more circle. Release the arms down by your side. Left hand stays anchored, right hip stays down. We're going to try to open up through the ribs as we reach up and over. And you can play with your gaze, so maybe warming up into the neck, turning the gaze down or up. Take a big breath into the ribs. And then inhale, pull yourself back to center. Root down through the hip, open up through the upper body. Just according, open the ribs. Take a nice deep breath here. Inhale, come on up. Inhale the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, press them back and down. Really big, exaggerated movements here. Take one more big circle. And release the arms. So we'll transition into tabletop, hands and knees. Feel free to support your knees if you need to. You can also fold your mat in half for a little extra cushion. So spreading the fingers, if your wrists are bothering you, you can always lower down to your forearms. We're going to find some length here, shoulders down away from the ears. Gently hug your baby in. We're going to take the knees a little bit wider than hip distance as we start to flow. Inhale, lift the heart, lengthen the tailbone. Exhale, round the spine. Start to sit back into child's pose just as far as you have space for. Bend the elbows. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, round, hug baby in, sit back towards your heels. Soften the elbows, peel the heart forward as you lift. Round as you settle back towards the hips. Starting to find your flow, your rhythm. As you bring your attention and your awareness to your breath, keeping one of those mantras in the back of your mind. You're breathing love down to your baby in your practice. You're breathing love to yourself, nourishing your body. The next time that you come back into your version of child's pose, you're going to hang out here for a few breaths. So maybe you have space to take those knees wide and come all the way down. If not, you can keep your hips lifted and lower to your forearms. Connecting to your breath, breathing down to your baby. Love surrounds me and my baby. My baby and I work together toward love, growth, and health. Take a cleansing breath here. Inhale. Exhale everything out. Float back into tabletop. Hug your baby in. Take your right foot back behind you. Shoulder blades slide down the back. You have the option to stay right here. Maybe you lift the opposite arm out. If you feel stable enough, you can lift the back leg. Pressing through the heel. Lots of length. Continuing to hug baby in gently. Release that. Rock the hips side to side. Find your way back to center. Hug your baby in, left leg long. Maybe the right arm reaches out. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you lift the leg. Staying with your breath. And release it down. Lower to your forearms. Give your wrists a break. We're going to do some baby cat-cow tilts, moving from the pelvis. So we're trying not to move from the mid-back or the upper back too much here. You're going to lift your tailbone towards the ceiling. And then tuck your tailbone towards the floor. Hug baby in as you do so. Lift the tailbone, sits bones spread apart. Tuck the tailbone, hug your baby in. Just breathe and move the pelvis. It's a very subtle movement. Coming back to neutral pelvis. Press yourself up. I'm just going to transition so you can see me a little bit better. We're going to step the right foot forward. So you're going to walk your hands over to the left. If you have props, you can go ahead and grab them. And then you're going to exhale, step the foot forward, ankle and knee right on top of each other, plenty of space for baby. And then come all the way up into your lunge. Hands to the hips, settle in. So as we're here, I want you to press everything towards your midline so you're nice and stable through your pelvis. Gently hug your baby in. You can stay right here, or you can float the arms up. Relax the shoulders. So you have the option to stay here, or if you'd like, you're gonna grab the left wrist, reach up. Again, we're opening through the upper body, through the rib area. Reach up and slightly over. Maybe you want to sink into that hip a little bit more. Coming back on an inhale. Release the arms. We're going to take the hands behind us, interlace the fingers, and press the knuckles towards the floor. Just opening up through the chest. We're going to take a lion's breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, stick the tongue out. Releasing the hands, float it up. And exhale, hands come down to the inside of the foot. Make sure you have space. We're gonna move in and out. So honoring your body. If you're feeling really tight, you are not gonna straighten this leg. It might be a smaller movement. Just warming up the hamstring and the hip joint. Trying to relax your shoulders as you do this. And we'll come into our lunge. Ankle and knee are aligned. Walk your hands over to the left a little bit more. Slide your left ankle in at an angle and then draw your circles. So you can do this on your hands, on your forearms, or on your props. These can be big circles, little circles. It's all about how it feels in your body. Opposite direction. Finding your way to center. Carefully step the right foot back. Returning to tabletop. Sit back towards your heels. So if this is really uncomfortable to sit on your heels, you can stay up on your knees. You can take a cross-leg position. So we're just going to do a little bit of wrist and upper body work. So you're going to make fists with your hands. Reach the arms up. And then turn the palms up. Arms reach out. And up. Down. And back. Reach them forward. Turn the knuckles down. Out. And up. Down. And back. So we'll do that one more time. Reaching forward. Press the knuckles down. Open up. Up towards the ceiling. Down by your side. And back behind. Come up to your knees. Release the hands. Reach the arms up overhead. And just rotate out the wrists. Just move them around. Different directions. And then we're just going to shake it out and bring it back down. Perfect. So releasing that, you're going to carefully step your left foot forward. So you can take your time, walk it forward, no rush. Ankle and knee are right on top of each other. Float the arms up, relax into the shoulders. So again, you can stay here, you can keep your hands at your hips. We're pulling everything towards the midline, so outer hips are pressing in. Hook the right wrist, reach up, maybe reach over, maybe sinking into the hips. Using the breath to create more space in this area. Inhale for center. Release the hands down, they come to the inside of the leg. If you need more space for baby, you're gonna walk that foot out. And we're just gonna move in and out. So maybe you don't even straighten that leg, that's okay. You're just finding your stretch. Settling into your lunge, making space for your hip circles, walking your hands out slightly. That right ankle is going to come in and drawing your circles. Opposite direction. Returning to center, stepping that foot back, coming back into tabletop. If you have any props underneath you, you're going to push them out of the way. We're going to find downward facing dog. Remember, if you're feeling nauseous or heartburn or anything like that, you can skip down dog. If down dog feels okay, you're gonna hug your baby in, curl your toes, lift your hips. And just begin to pedal out the feet, pushing the top of the mat away, lifting the tailbone up towards the sky. If down dog does not feel great, puppy pose is a good alternative, where the knees stay down and the hands walk forward. We're taking the pressure of the baby off the pelvic floor and the low back. And the pubic bone if your baby's really low. So if they're not already, you want to make sure your feet are nice and wide. Soft bend, lift the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Walk the hands towards the feet. Maybe you want to hang out in a forward fold. Maybe you want to just bring your hands to your thighs. Just a little bit of rocking here. Finding center wherever you're at. You're going to bend your knees a lot. Press your hands into your thighs. Lift your head, lift your heart. Just hanging out here for a moment. We're going to press the hands into the thighs. Come all the way up to stand. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Let them be heavy. From here, you're just going to draw some circles with the hips. And as you do that, you can just let your arms hang. It can be little circles, big circles. We'll take them in the opposite direction. Finding your way back to center. Nice neutral pelvis, rooting down through the feet. Float the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Sit back into your hips. Let's do that 2 more times and then we'll hold. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, settle back in. 1 more. This time we're going to hold. Dropping your hands to your thighs. Standing cat, cow tilts. Inhale, lift your tailbone, let your belly spill forward, open the heart. Exhale, give your baby a hug. Gently lift your baby in and up. Inhale, relax the belly, open the heart. And exhale, hug your baby. Opening the heart, making more space for even more love. Love for yourself, love for your baby. Passion for yourself. Take 1 more round. Finding your way back into your squat. Pressing your hands into your thighs will come all the way up to stand. Float the arms up on an inhale. Hook 1 hand or 1 wrist. Reach up and over in the opposite direction. And then switch sides. Again, opening up through the ribs and the underarms. Coming back to center, release. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Step your right foot forward, finding a wide warrior 1. So 1 foot is on one side of the mat, the other foot is on the other side of the mat. So your belly and your hips can start to square forward. Bend into that front knee, it's on top or behind the ankle. And we're just gonna work on our pelvis alignment. So the right hip is gonna wanna slide back a little bit and the left hip is gonna wanna slide forward. So the pelvis is nice and neutral. And then notice your ribs. So your ribs are stacked right on top of your pelvis. See if you can find that alignment. This front rib area here is heavy. So it's heavy towards your hip bones. And then once we have that, we wanna keep everything where it is. Reach the arms up overhead. Straighten your front leg. As you exhale, you're going to bring your arms down by your side and bend into the knees. We'll do that a couple times. Inhale. Exhale. Nice deep breaths. Settle in. Pause on this last one. Take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Press your knuckles towards the floor. You can stay right here. You can take a little back bend and lift the arms off the body, Or if you'd like, you can hinge at the hips. Lots of length through the spine. The back of the neck is going to stay long. And you're just going to come forward as much as you can, pressing that back foot really firmly into the earth. As you inhale, press through the feet, float back up. Release the arms. Inhale up. Exhale, bend the elbows, open up the chest. Release your arms to your side, bring your hands to your heart. If you have pubic bone pain, I just want you to step to the top of the mat with your feet wide. If you don't have any pubic pain, we're going to play with our balance. All of your weight's going to come into that front leg, and you're just going to kick this back foot back. You can come into a warrior three if that's part of your practice. Otherwise, you're just going to kind of play for a moment. Eventually now, the left foot is going to come to the outer edge of the mat. We're going to pivot the toes out slightly. Inhale up. Exhale, settle back into your squat. Again, inhale. And sit back. Next one, we're going to hold. Dropping your hands to your thighs. Instead of cat-cow tilts, we're drawing circles. So drawing this big, exaggerated circle with your tailbone. Taking that movement in the opposite direction. Just breathing into it, finding some fluidity without overthinking it. It does not matter what it looks like, it's all about how it feels. Make your way back to your center point. Hands into the thighs, and come all the way up. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Setting up for warrior two. You'll just adjust that front foot and then step your right foot back. So letting everything square forward, you can take your stance as wide as you need. Left hip wants to slide back, right hip wants to slide forward. Press into the feet. Inhale, reach it up, front leg straightens. Exhale, back into it. Two more. Arms stay down by your side, knee stays bent. Interlace your hands, place the opposite thumb on top this time. And choose your adventure. Do you want to press the knuckles to the floor? Do you want to lift the arms off the body? Do you want to come into the forward position? So the belly comes to the inside of the thigh, and the back of the neck is going to stay really long. Check in with your breath. Breath will alter, but you're still in control. Inhale all the way up. Release the hands. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, open the heart one more time. Relax the arms, and then slide your hands to your heart. So again, maybe you step to the top of the mat with wide stance. Maybe you start to put all your weight into that front leg. Taking your time, being wherever you need to be so you are supported and grounded. Eventually, that right foot will make its way to the right edge of the mat. So the hands are going to come to the hips, and we're going to draw figure eights. Reconnecting to your breath and your baby. Maybe your hands come to your baby and your heart once again. Take it in the opposite direction. And eventually return to center. Release the hands, heel toe the feet in. I'm just going to turn to face you. I'm just going to shake everything out. All right. So So the last standing pose we're going to do, trying to think based on what your requests were and what I know is happening with everyone right now. So I think we're going to do eagle just to create more stability. So I'm going to create stability through the pelvis. We'll start on the right leg, soft bend in the knees, cross the thighs. Press the thighs together as you just sit back into your imaginary chair. So maybe this is it. You're pressing your thighs together really, really firmly. You can lift the toes off the ground. You can wrap that leg around. You can also take eagle arms. So for eagle arms, we're going to take the same arm as leg on top. So the left arm will come on top. Maybe you give yourself a hug. Maybe you wrap. Just pressing those sides together. Breathing. Very slowly unwind. Check everything out. Just be a little ridiculous, right? Like no one can really see you. So it doesn't matter. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So your option to modify however you like. We're going to sink into that knee, cross the thighs, and settle in. You can take it wherever you want. You can stay right here. That is okay as well. Wherever you are right now is exactly where you need to be. Very slowly unwind, release. Again, just let everything go. So just be a little ridiculous. No one's looking. What do you need to let go of today? Take a deep breath in. Big sigh out. Let's do that again. Deep breath in. Big sigh out. Good. All right. So let's come to the back of our mats. Give yourself space. We're going to do a couple of squat holds. Inhale. Arms float up. Exhale. Hands to the heart. Bow forward. Bend the knees. Lift your tailbone up towards the sky. You're going to stop when your head and your tailbone are all aligned. So you're kind of in this half squat, kind of like a tabletop position in a way. And then from here, you're going to inhale, straighten your legs, press your hands into your thighs, and get really long. Bend back into the knees. Your hands can come wherever you'd like. Just see how low you can take it to find that alignment so your belly is coming forward. Your baby is off the back of your body. And then you're going to inhale, press into the thighs, shoulders back. Take a couple breaths here. Bend into the knees one more time. And this time, you'll take your hands to the floor and walk yourself into your tabletop. If you prefer, you can also take a down dog. If you're in down dog, maybe you're walking it out. If you're in tabletop, maybe taking some free movement. What does your body feel like it still needs right now? Listening to your intuition. If you're not already there, tabletop. Walking the hands forward, the knees and the hips will stay aligned. Arms can be straight or the elbows can bend as you melt your heart towards the mat. If you need more space for baby, you can always take your knees wider. Take a cleansing breath here, really letting it go on the exhale. walking the hands back. Taking the knees wide, settling back into your child's pose. So child's pose, whichever version gives you space, you're going to take your right arm and slide it underneath you and turn your gaze under your left arm. So you may have your hips down, you may be more of a figure four. Thread the needle. Switching sides, unthreading the right arm, reaching the left arm through. Those hips can stay lifted. Just giving yourself room. Pressing yourself up, nice and easy, no rush. You're gonna come up to your knees for a moment. Just roll the shoulders back, exaggerate it. Move the head around. And inhale the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Belly button stays straight ahead. We're going to twist over to one side, doesn't matter which side. And then come back to center. Opposite side. Do one more twist on each side. Releasing the arms down. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Hold them really, really tight here. Take a deep, deep breath in, down to your baby. Big sigh out, let all that tension go. So from here, we're going to transition into Shavasana Relaxation pose. So you can rest on your side. You can find a seat. You can recline on props. Just use whatever you have handy, making yourself as comfortable as possible. As you settle into whatever position is comfortable for you, feel your body melting into the surface beneath you. Once again, imagine your breath as light, your breath is filled with love. Without changing or altering the breath, just imagining the inhalation is moving right into your heart space. And the exhalation is going straight down to your baby, surrounding your baby in love and light. That light expands beyond your baby and it envelops your entire body. So now you and your baby are surrounded with this light, enveloped in love. Love for your baby, love for yourself. Love surrounds me and my baby. My baby and I work together towards love, towards growth, towards health. feeling that love from your baby. On your next inhalation, take a deep breath in. Long, slow exhale out the mouth. Slowly beginning to deepen your breath. Feeling back into your body. Feeling your feet and your hands, legs and your arms, your entire torso. Slowly starting to move the body, taking any movement that feels good to you here in this moment. Maybe wiggling the toes and the fingers, circling the ankles and the wrists. Just starting to wake back up. Whenever you feel ready, there's no rush. You're eventually going to roll to your side, press yourself up. And we'll meet seated, one hand on your heart, the other hand on your baby. Very gently tuck your chin towards your chest, back of the neck is nice and long. Letting all this love that you stirred up just settle in. Next inhalation, deep breath in, reach the arms out and up for a stretch. Gently lift the heart, lift the gaze. Sigh it out, hands slide to heart center. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale it up. Let it all go. Last one. Really sigh it out. Let go of your week, let go of your day. Bringing your hands to your heart. Letting this feeling of love you have for your baby and the love that your baby has for you carry you throughout your pregnancy, through your birth, and into the journey of motherhood. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Namaste.